What's up, everybody? Welcome to welcome to the final whistle, everybody. Happy Tuesday. You know how we do it, getting it started with the final whistle, the All-Star panel. I'm me, Macadell, and yes, we will recap us beating up those kiddies. Shouts out to the All-Star panel. Please hit that like, subscribe button. You know we're here on the Bama Standard, and this show is sponsored by Workspace Solutions. So let me go around the table and introduce everybody. Chris James, how are you doing today, sir?
What's up, fellas? What's up, man? How you doing? I'm here filling in for Dan. He's under the weather today, so he'll be back next week. He told me to tell everybody what's up.
What's up, Dan, the man? And ladies and gentlemen, Blazes Hayes' distant cousin, Ty Hayes. How are you doing? Reach around the table, Bleacher Report. I mean, you just do it all, sir.
I try and keep better, and I'm Blaze's better-looking cousin, I'll have you know. It may not have the luscious locks, but I got everything else.
And everybody, the man, the myth, the legend, Lou Sean, our top analyst. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. You know, coming off that win over them kiddies 2 weekends in a row, it's a great time to be an Alabama fan. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody, we know we're doing this show live, so we're constantly updating to see what the playoff rankings are going to be. So hit that like, subscribe button. Keep us informed. We got a packed show. We're going to hit a lot of different topics. Ty's got to take predictions of the game. Making sense of the playoff rankings. So again, we're on the Bama Standard, and we're sponsored by Workspace Solutions. So guys, I'm gonna shift to last week. Let's kind of give me your thoughts regarding the Bama versus Kentucky recap, clinching the SEC West. Chris,
we look like vintage Bama on Saturday. Like we took a business-like approach, like we have in the past, and just gave them a methodical beat down, man. Like a lot of people had us in the spot to where we could have like a letdown, but it wasn't no letdown. Jalen Miro has continued to progress, and he's now firmly thrown himself in the mix of the Heisman race. 11 touchdowns the last 2 games. Man, he's getting hot at the right time. The defense is defensing, and Terrion Arnold, man, like we said, man, he may end up being the best corner in the country, man. That guy there is just he's unreal, man. Just continuously improving. Caleb Downs is flashing, just different things, man. There's so much we can say about this game. Kobe Prentice, we had a Kobe Prentice sighting.
Yeah.
Not black sighting that Ty called that Ty, and was it Smoot that called that one?
I believe so.
You and I talked about that Saturday morning.
Surely did. The not black sighting, and it was a thing of beauty, man. Like to be able to do that without your top receiver Burton. Those guys just stepped it up, man, and it was like next man up type of approach, and the O line continues to improve and impress, man. Jaden Roberts, man, put that man on a All American watch, man. That dude's playing like at a high level.
I agree.
And so is Booker, so is Latham. So we're coming around, man. Proctor's gelling. McLaughlin's cleaned up the snap issues, and we're rounding to form right around. We're hitting our stride right at the right time. So, yeah.
I agree. Ty, your thoughts? Things that stood out to you, Bama versus the Wildcats up there in Lexington.
Yeah, several things. So I want to start on the offense. And if we're starting on the offense, I think it's only right for us to start in the trenches. And the Alabama offensive line continues to improve. And, Chris, you hit the nail on the head. Jaden Roberts has been sensational. Booker has been phenomenal. But Caden Proctor, A lot was said about the young man early into the year and even at the midway point. But guys, for the observant eyes, he continues to grow week in, week out. He is getting better. He is handling things that were beating him earlier into the year. He's identifying things better now. The offensive line is playing much better. Jalen Milroe progressing throughout the year has been fantastic. What he did against Texas A&M was sensational. In every game since, he's just continued to build upon that in some way, shape, or form. This weekend, we saw some of the improv he had, right? Some of the things we used to see with Bryce, where we'd get on this show and say Bryce was an absolute magician. You're starting to see that with Jalen when he gets comfortable. He had the one interception. But we talked about this on my show Monday night, guys. I excuse that one interception as he was hot coming off the LSU game, coming into this game. Everything was going right. He was feeling himself a little bit. He tested it. It didn't work out. Sometimes those plays right there can kind of be reset plays, and they're not overly problematic. And I just attribute it to the guy has been on fire for the past 2 games. He tried to gamble. It didn't work. It was a good recenter. But Jalen Milroe has been fantastic. This tight end room is sensational. I want to transition to the defense quickly because we talked about the DBs. Terrion Arnold is flying up draft boards. Alabama could have 2 first-round cornerbacks come out this year because Terrion Arnold provides something unique that you're not going to find from a lot of other corners. The ability to efficiently play inside and outside. And that's what's going to separate him, in my opinion. And that's what's going to make him really advantageous to a lot of NFL teams. But gentlemen, as we sit here, actually going into that game on Saturday, did y'all know that Caleb Downs is the 3rd highest graded safety in the nation, period? Not 3rd highest graded true freshman. He is the 3rd highest graded safety in the nation as a true freshman. Alabama has something truly special at that safety position. And he, if you watch that all 22, flies off the screen. He's getting better and better. Alabama is trending up at the right time. I can't wait for these playoff rankings to come out. Y'all know that I was pretty fired up about the ones last week because Bama is playing as good as anybody in the nation right now.
Lushawn, your thoughts, sir?
I was highly impressed with our performance on Saturday. You know, the biggest thing to me was that everyone was communicating on all 3 levels of the game and every phase of the game. No matter if there were letdowns or people made mistakes, the team pretty much stayed on keel for most of the game. Yeah, we had a couple mishaps, but the way they responded, again, shows me that they have something that our team has been lacking the last couple of years. Like everyone said before me, the offensive line they continue to grow. And I still think that they can get better. They still haven't played their best game yet, which is a great sign if you're a Bama fan. To me, I think defensively, our secondary is showing something that I think a lot of people are sleeping on them, had slept on them most of the year, and those guys are tired of it. And they're showing out right now. I mean, Terrion Arnold, man, the ghost is just playing out of his mind. And you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to say it. Like, he is him. But we also got another him in the back end and Caleb Downs. And I'm going to tell you what, that new lineup we got with Malachi Moore back there next to Caleb Downs.
How long have we been screaming for that? How long have we been screaming for that?
Man, we've been screaming for that for a long time. And I'm telling you what, it might get even a little bit better with the
Devontae
Smith. But, you know, that's a conversation for a little bit later. But offensively, you know, Jalen Milroe, man, he continues to wow me with his effectiveness when the play can break down, like Ty alluded to. Man, it's Bryce Youngest, but I think it's a little bit more than that because there's a lightning bolt behind it. It's not just like a smoothness; it's just like a thunder and lightning, and it just happens, and he's off with it. And the way he's playing right now, I'm telling you what, he's not playing for himself, and I think everyone has alluded to, he needs to be in the Heisman talk. I feel like if Jalen just keeps doing what Jalen's going to do, the goal that he ultimately wants to get is definitely within his grasp, and I think he's going to attain it for us. with his leadership and determination and how he carries himself on and off the field, I'm telling you guys, he's a leader. And he's the leader we've been waiting for all season. And I'm ready to follow where he takes us.
I agree. Did you hear his comments after the game? They're like, how did you feel about your 6 touchdowns? He was like, I'm frustrated. You know, like that's some Kobe MJ type of, mindset. Like,
exactly.
He's not satisfied. And that's one thing I love about this team. And I'm gonna kind of recap it. What people fail to realize, Deontay Lawson didn't play, Jaden Key didn't play, Jermaine Burton didn't play. Like, we played a lot of guys, and we got some guys, starting, I'm thinking, like you said about the secondary, they're starting to hit their stride. Christian Story, I thought, played his best game Saturday versus Kentucky. I think knowing that Devontae Smith is coming back, that probably puts some heat on him to improve. So now we kind of got 2 guys kind of competing. I think that's going to just help this defense and this secondary continue to get better, continue to evolve. Kobe Prentice, those guys, I was more impressed with the guys that was rotational coming in. But I'm going to kind of shift gears. Do y'all have any disappointments regarding that game Saturday, things we probably need to work on moving forward before we get to Auburn, especially this week versus UTC? I'll start with you, LaShawn.
We need to work on our punt coverage, specifically fielding the punt. That would be the only complaint that I have at all. And it's not just about if Kool-Aid's back there. If Kool-Aid's back there and he's going to, field them, just throw the hand up and just catch the ball. Like, that's it. Because if we have those punts secured and they're not allowed to bounce that extra 10 to 15 yards that they have been bouncing, that field position coming up in these bigger games is going to be key. So I think if we work on that, I think we're going to be set, because the linebacker play, like Matt said, we're going to get Deontay Lawson back and Jalen Key. So I'm not worried at all about our inside linebackers. So, yeah, that's the only concern I really got.
Ty? Oh, LaShawn. Chris, sorry.
No, you good, Ty.
Go, Ty.
I'm going to hit this super chat real fast. David Kendall with the $2. He says, how good will we be next year? Well, alluding to what LaShawn just said, this team is going to be scary. Now, the secondary is going to have some major tweaks, right? You're talking about 2 first-round cornerbacks not being there, but I didn't know if y'all saw, Amos wasn't included, I don't believe, in the senior day festivities, which means he's got that next extra year of eligibility. He'll be coming back. That's huge. That's massive. Plus, you have Des Ricks, you have Hurley, you have Tony Mitchell, you have Earl Little, you have
Devontae Smith.
A lot in terms of talent.
Then who's coming in, freshman?
Yep.
Bryson Hubbard. And then you have those freshmen coming in. What's the one from California? What's his name?
Zane.
Peyton Woodward and Brown.
Peyton Woodyard.
Yep. Yeah.
The Grimsley and the other kid. Oh, my God.
Brown.
I think Jalen Milroe will be back next year. He's a redshirt sophomore this year. The way he's trending, he's going to be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
If he wins us the Heisman, he ain't staying. Or not the Heisman. If he wins us the national championship, he's gone.
Yeah,
if he wins us the Natty, he's gone.
I can agree. I just think that this year's quarterback class is ridiculous. And I know Anthony Richardson last year is going to be the major conversation, but he's further ahead than Anthony Richardson was at the same point last year. Now, I do agree with you, though. If he wins the national championship, he's on. But I think that he'll probably be back next year just because of the deep first-round quarterback class that they will be
this year. Who's coming out, though?
Next year?
Caleb ain't coming out. Shador ain't coming out.
Caleb Williams, Penix,
Caleb Williams isn't coming out.
Yeah, he's gonna come out.
He'll come out.
He'll come out. He's doing all that talking, but he's coming out. I promise you he's coming out.
He also said he wasn't going to leave Oklahoma.
Right.
So
he doesn't want to
take
get drafted
his word.
To a crappy team.
But he's not going to be the first quarterback taken
next year.
No,
I think Jaden
Daniels going to be.
I think Jaden Daniels and Penix are my 1 and 2. Yeah, that's what I got. They're my top 2.
Jaden Daniels,
but that's what I'm saying. After that,
Penix, Drake May, You have all those guys, man.
It is an interesting conversation. I have no idea. I think he'll go though.
Yeah, and there's another guy that we don't like to talk about that's playing really well right now. No, him too. But Georgia's quarterback Beck.
Yeah, I don't think he'll come out this year.
Nah, he ain't coming out this year.
I don't know, man. That dude's thrown for how many times? About 300 yards every game.
He's throwing for a lot, but I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay for another year.
Yeah. He's a 4th-year guy. He may. He's no telling.
Shit, he goes to Georgia. You know they stay 5 years there.
If Milroe comes 55. Back, I mean, this offense is going to be super scary. So yeah, in terms of what I was disappointed in, I think Lucian, you hit the nail on the head, man. The punt coverage, right? Because Nick Saban talked about it after the game. Everybody kind of alluded to, oh, well, what do you tell Kool-Aid in that situation because he messed up the punt? And Nick Saban was like, well, the gunner completely blew the block. And so I don't know, you got to catch that, but like you hit the nail on the head. It's everything. It's fielding it. It's blocking it because you got explosive playmakers, but the whole thing has to come together. I completely agree.
And let me ask y'all something right quick. All right, Malachi Starks last year or Caleb Downs this year?
Caleb Downs. And that's no slide to Starks. Starks is an incredible player, but Caleb Downs, yeah.
Yeah, that's how
Chris, what is your disappointment regarding the game or things you work on?
I really, it wasn't a disappointment. It's more so of a pleasantly surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like you can always continue to work on creating lanes in the running game. That's something that's week to week. You know what I'm saying? Because these next few games, Auburn and Georgia, we're gonna have to run the ball. You got to be able to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? So just continue working on the running game, and I mean that was other than that because I mean Jace didn't have his best game. It wasn't on him, you know. But I don't know, man. I was pleasantly surprised, man. Like we didn't get run all up and down the field on, and Kentucky. I mean, that was a spot for them to kind of steal, you know.
This is my 2 cents, Chris. I think important for our defense to really go to that next level. I think 17, Trezor Marshall still needs to continue to improve. I think he needs to have a little bit better eye discipline, take better pursuit angles. Like I feel like he still haven't, took that step like a Jahad Campbell or a Kendrick Blackshaw. Those. What are you gonna say, Chris?
He's a downhill guy, man. He gets sucked up in that play action, man.
Yeah, we do need to work on that play action. I feel like that was something. Teams moving forward gonna try to attack us. Quick play action, try to get the linebackers moving, then hit the tight end up. You look at Georgia with those tight ends. You look at what Hugh Freeze and Auburn is probably gonna try to do. So I think overall we just continue to improve. We'll be rolling and rocking. Smoot, what's going on, man?
What's up, Smoot?
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What's good? How y'all doing?
Doing good. We're giving our recap regarding the UK game, man. I know you're running late from your OnlyFans, so go ahead and give us your.
You see, I'm in the hotel room. I got a new background here, so yeah, we was trying out some new lighting and things of that nature.
I see.
Y'all see in the news, former Alabama running back alum Josh Jacobs dealing with OnlyFans drama. I don't deal with that because I give mine 75% of what I make, and y'all know I make a pretty decent living on that OnlyFans. But before I go, man, let me get on this super chat, man. David Kendall with the $2 says, y'all ready to see pretty boy Jake Pope? That's what I was going to allude to. I heard y'all talking about things we can improve on. I just want to see a little bit deeper rotation earlier when we get big spreads like that. I think, especially on the defensive side, man, just that secondary, seeing Jake Pope and those guys get out there in the secondary, Jeremiah Alexander at inside linebacker, that was like
stupid.
And we saw the clip that everybody keep talking about. Shout out to the big 121 in the chat too, man. Make sure y'all run the likes up. But yeah, that was probably the only thing I complain about. And then points y'all already highlighted about, just Kool-Aid fielding the punt. I didn't like the way things went against Kentucky, but I could see why Coach Saban is leaving that guy in there. You got your veteran guy. He has created big plays and momentum shifters for us in that phase of the game in the past. You don't want to pull him, even though you probably have a lot more capable guys. This late in the season, you want to try to rely on the fact that this veteran guy can kind of get it together. And we saw him get aggressive on one return. And even though it didn't amount to anything huge, the mental side of the game, you could see that he was trying to rebound mentally from a lot of the mistakes. You can tell Kool-Aid understands he's making mistakes. I just want to see him be a lot more consistent in just his effort when he's on the field. That's why I see what Kool-Aid is like, and just his effort. So if we get the effort picked up from him and Marshall, I think we could see a lot better production with this defense.
I agree. So there it is, folks. We got the all-star panel minus Dan. So, we're the SEC West champs, and we know that that means we're going to the ATL to play those dogs in Georgia. I'm not the type to look ahead, because I know we got Chattanooga and Auburn, but let's talk about that. We kind of alluded to it earlier. I think I wouldn't be surprised that Saban kind of already game planning for those guys moving forward. But just watch, Georgia put that big 50 burger on Ole Miss. I think they were trying to make a statement. But it was Pete Golden. I mean, let's be real. So me personally, I'm gonna give you my two thoughts. I think we match up I think Georgia's is one team that they do not want to see in America, and that's Alabama. And I'm gonna leave it at that because they know we match up with them physicality. We have more speed. We have probably just as much power. We got more athletes in key positions. So I think we got a better secondary. I think we got a better receiver room. I think we got better quarterback room. I think we got a better running back room. I can go on and on. So I think they don't want to see us as anything. That they're probably like, dang, we don't want to see Alabama, but they're gonna have to see it. So I'm gonna let y'all handle it. I'm gonna leave it with Chris James. Give me your thoughts regarding Bama UGA.
Well, first off, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little Georgia sprinkled in this week.
Of course.
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga
week with a little Georgia sprinkled in there, a little Georgia period or whatnot. But I think it's basically gonna come down to, can we block them and can they block us? It sounds simple, it sounds cliche, but if we can block their front, they're in trouble, man. I think we can block their front. We've seen better fronts this year because to me, it's like Georgia has to blitz linebackers to generate lots of pressure.
Yep.
They get pressure, but they don't get like a whole ton of sacks. Like they have to generate blitz linebackers, and you would have to think you blitzing linebackers, and they complain about one corner, the opposite of 3. I think it's 6.
6. He's struggling.
Yeah, and they complain about him. And you think about you blitzing linebackers, that means it's gonna be a lot of one-on-one with Mr. Bun, Mr. Burden, and Mr. Prentice. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be opportunities gonna be there, and it's gonna boil down to we slow down Bowers because I think a lot of people don't have the luxury that we have, Ty. Like for example, we can put our corners on the island smooth. We can put our corners on the island and dare them to run it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna run the ball. You're not gonna run on us because Georgia, their thing is they can run the ball on everybody that they play. They ran the ball. We can add the extra defender in the box and leave our corners man against their receivers. You have Amos, Arnold, and Kool-Aid have one high safety, and you can have 7 in the box. You know what I'm saying? You have to account for Brock Bowers, of course, but yeah. I just believe that we can match it. We match up with them great, man. It's like we take away their run, man, and make them one-dimensional and force Beck to sit in that pocket. It's gonna be a long night, man. It's gonna be a long night, and they're gonna catch heck trying to slow down Milrow. It's just gonna. They're gonna be. You remember how we had them 2 years ago, y'all? How tired they were 2 years ago.
With Bryce.
Yeah, with Bryce, how tired they were 2 years ago. We had Jordan Davis huffing and puffing, dude. You think that was bad? Wait, did they have to chase Milrow all around the field? It's gonna gonna be very interesting.
Smooth.
I'm more so on the track of what Chris is alluding to with this lineups and how we can match up. I'm not so much concerned about our offense being able to get production against their defense. I think if anybody's more of a threat to be for real balanced against Georgia, it would be Alabama. I feel like we've already proven that we can lean on the run or the pass to create production. Either or it can feed off of each other in the way that Tommy Reese is calling it. It would just be is how soon could he find the initial weakness to build on the matchups that he wants to create. So that I think Tommy Reese will probably be the seeing how he handles that type of caliber of defensive play calling would be the major test in the matchup. But personnel wise, we can really go toe for toe and have slight advantages. I wouldn't say we have advantages in the receiving room. I feel like they kind of provide the same type of skill sets in the receiver room. They probably just have guys with just a little bit more experience and comfortability with their coordinator. With Mike Bobo and having Beck in that system for 4 years now. I think Beck came early. He showed up on campus early, so he's really had an opportunity to kind of be brought along in the system, kind of like Miro has. Miro has a new coordinator, but he's a column. He's a cornerstone in that program for this phase in their transition and their growth. So I think Beck is just he's just a different guy right now that provides that type of space where you could kind of afford some mistakes. But one thing that I do feel like is being underestimated with Alabama is our defensive front. And that defensive front being, I'm not talking about with the linebackers included. I'm talking about with just your 4 down linemen, your 3 down linemen. I don't think y'all understand that we were getting pressures with 3 down, 1 edge, like it was no other last week. Even when we went 2 down with a 2-man front, and Braswell and Dallas were basically your ends. It was good to see the type of push that 4-man rush was getting. So I think if anybody was able to create a look against Georgia using a 4-man, 5-man blitz, it'll be Alabama. Kevin Steele, the way he dials it up, aggressive approach, we could definitely nullify a lot of those things that Georgia wants to do offensively and make it a easy game to win. Not necessarily easy, but a game that we could win.
Lushawn, then I'm going to go to Ty, and then Ty, after you go, we're going to go to your special take segment after you go.
Real quick about Bama and UGA. I think that we match up well, if not better, than most of, if not every aspect of this game. I think we're better suited to get in a long knockout, drag-out fight. I think that our offensive coordinator is better than what Georgia has over there. Just what I personally think. I think Tommy Reese is a little bit more in his bag and a little bit more creative with what he tries to do. I think Georgia, I'm not saying Georgia's a bad team. I just think that right now, the way we're playing, the attitude that we have, the hunger that our players have shown the last couple of weeks, I just feel that Bama's going to roll. So that's what I got.
Georgia's number 1. Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Bama, Missouri at 9, Louisville at 10. Just FYI.
Hey,
Missouri,
real quick.
Yeah.
With 2 losses?
Exactly. Yep. You know what? This helps us, though, guys. This helps us with Georgia going to 1. Ole Miss staying in the top 10. I think they stayed in the top 10, didn't they?
No. They're out. Missouri, Alabama, and Georgia are the only 3 SEC teams in the top 10.
In the top 10.
Wow, Missouri.
Wait, I just seen Ole Miss. Yeah, that's crazy. But this helps us. Ole Miss is right behind us at 13. So this is going to help us if we go into Georgia in Atlanta and really handle Georgia. You don't keep Georgia undefeated at number 1 they lose to outside top 5 Bama, you know, in the conference championship, that's almost the whoever wins is going to represent the SEC in the college football playoff game. That's what it's shaping up to be. Pending, you know, we went out against Auburn and they went out, you know, I think they got who they got left this week? Tennessee
and Tech and Georgia Tech.
Yeah, so they got Tennessee this weekend, Georgia Tech next weekend for rivalry weekend. If they win out, I don't see no reason why they don't stay at 1, unless this Ohio State Michigan game is close.
Yeah. So you're halfway right. I mean, UGA being at number 1 certainly helps Alabama, but this ranking did not do Alabama any favors. And here's the thing. You're right. If Alabama beats UGA in the SEC championship game, they should be in the college football playoffs. But Alabama should be ranked ahead of Oregon right now. Oregon has played 2 teams all year with a winning record. That's it. And they're ranked ahead of Alabama. Here's the issue, and I understand people are going to say just play the games ahead of you. If Alabama beats UGA, Alabama now has the 1 loss as an SEC championship. It's an SEC champion. OSU and Michigan, they'll take care of each other. So let's assume Ohio State comes out of that. You have Ohio State, you have Florida State. If Oregon beats Washington, what do? Because the committee is already showing they're valuing Oregon for whatever inexplicable reason over Alabama. And this is what I'm worried about, guys. It's not should Alabama be in. The answer to that question is abundantly yes. Is the committee going to put Alabama in? Because I agree with you, Smook. You are 1,000% correct. Alabama, if they beat Georgia, should be in. But Alabama should be ahead of Oregon right now. Alabama and Texas are the only 2 teams in college football playoff contention that have 3 ranked wins for the college football playoff committee, and they're being punished. And Oregon is being rewarded. If Oregon is such a good win, guys, why is Washington not ahead of Florida State? The committee says that Florida State's win over LSU is great, yet Oregon is ahead of Bama. It doesn't make any sense. Alabama should make the college football playoff if they win out. I just hope the committee does the right thing.
If not, I said it this week. I said if Bama beats Georgia and the SEC gets left out of the college football playoff, they ought to just break away from.
It's going to be ridiculous, but I just don't understand why Oregon.
But I mean, Oregon's a joke. But anyway. They're a good team, but just being real. But all of that's about to be solved this weekend because 2 dominoes about to fall this weekend. Y'all ready for it?
Give it to us.
Washington goes to Oregon State this weekend. Tricky game. And Texas goes to Iowa State this weekend. Tricky game. Keep y'all eyes on those 2. Those are 2 dominoes that fall.
Chris, I called it with the Texas Iowa. Me and Lucian been talking about this outside of the show, man. That Iowa State, that team knows how to create turnovers. You got Quinn Ewers out there trying to get his rhythm back. Didn't look great against TCU. Did not look great against TCU.
I think they went back too early.
That's what I said. And my thing is, you just had Malik Murphy just getting settled and getting comfortable. So I mean,
those Matt Campbell defenses are notoriously tricky in big games,
and they know how to create turnovers, like the freakish turnovers, stuff you don't see happening. Like the ball was tipped and it's headed to the ground. It's linebacker sliding from 8 yards away, you know, on his back, Ninja Turtle style, to get an interception. Like that's type of stuff they like to do. So.
And Jamin is right as well. Louisville could catch Florida State. Guys, listen, I think this will all solve itself. But it makes no sense for Oregon to be ahead of Alabama, and it drives me up a wall. I can't fathom it.
I don't know how I'm gonna do my OnlyFans. Ty, continue with your take.
So, guys, this week we were asked to have a little bit of a take, and one that I was given is why Ty Simpson needs to get some reps. And I led the show off earlier with saying that I'm of the belief that Jalen Milroe will come back next year. But you have got to have competitive depth, especially with Jalen Milroe being a dual threat mobile quarterback. You have got to have competitive depth. He took the hit to the thigh against Kentucky. Ty Simpson showing that he is able to be that guy behind Jalen Milroe. And if Jalen Milroe is to test the draft, you have to have another quarterback competition in which Ty Simpson will be battling Dylan Lonergan. And lest we forget, the number one quarterback in the nation, Julian Sayin, will be coming in, and his skill set is unreal. So this is about to be a very deep quarterback room. Ty Simpson being able to cultivate experience will be paramount for him trying to rein in the job if Jalen Milroe is to leave. And if Jalen Milroe is to stay, it'll be paramount for him sewing up that second spot behind Jalen Milroe. He's familiar with the offense. He's familiar with the players. He just doesn't have the experience. And this is going to be an interesting quarterback room moving forward. You have Eli Holstein. You have Dylan Lonergan, who looked fantastic during the spring. He's only going to keep growing. He's going to be a phenomenal baseball prospect as well. So that's something to watch. Julian and Sayin inserting himself into all of this. This quarterback room is about to get very, very interesting. But that's why, especially in today's college football, you have got to have guys that you have faith in to come in and make plays. Alabama's offense has got a lot of playmakers. Ty Simpson can be that guy to come in if something happens, God forbid, to Jalen Milroe and take over the reins. That's why it's so important Ty Simpson gets those reps, because it's going to be an interesting offseason with the quarterback position at Alabama. Some new names coming in, some very talented names coming in, and previous names that are very talented having more experience. We're about to have another quarterback battle this offseason, whether that's for Jalen Milroe going to the draft or for second string quarterback. And the reps right now could prove paramount to that. That's kind of my take on why Ty Simpson having these reps are so big.
I'm going to take it. I think another reason, to your point, just get him comfortable with, the twos. Like, those guys came in, they look very, very good. It's like when Ty comes in, I feel so confident when he comes into the game. Like, I know it's not going to be a drop-off. Like, he's going to, dial it up. He got really good zip on the ball, got a connection with Jalen Hill. I mean, he makes the right play. But, to your point, it's good to have that depth. Not only, behind him, like I said earlier, I think we got the best quarterback room in the country. I think we got the best 1-2 punch. Milroe, Ty Simpson. I don't know if there's a better 1-2 punch in the country when it comes to quarterbacks. But to your point, I think it's important we get him reps, and maybe we throw some wrinkles out there, maybe have him come out at quarterback, split Jalen out. You never know what Tommy Rees got in his bag. But Chris, your thoughts?
And speaking of reps, like. And the committee has to look at it too. Like you said, injury plays a factor in that. And if somebody goes down, it's next man up. And one critical thing for Texas is they just lost their running back for the year, the 1,000-yard rusher.
Jonathan Brooks. Yep.
Yes, he's out for the year. That's a huge blow, man. I don't know how people like that is. I'm surprised it hasn't been made more of it, than what's been made of it. That's a huge blow for Texas. But I just think that Ty, like Matt said, I don't feel like nervous. It's been past years where somebody may come in, maybe like, the backup's in,
Yeah.
When Ty comes in, smoke. I'm chill. I'm like, I'm ready to see what he's gonna do because I know he's gonna do good. Yeah, but better him than Buckner. Buckner comes in, I'm like,
yeah. And see, this is the point I made at the beginning of the season. People kept talking about me like, you were trashing Milroe, you was thinking Ty was going to win. Never that. My statement I made before the season started, I literally said if Ty Simpson, and this was before a snap was taken against Middle Tennessee State, I said, I feel like if Ty Simpson had to come in because Milroe was struggling to get any type of production against a team like Middle Tennessee State, I feel like Nick Saban would have gave Ty Simpson his fair shake. If we would have went into the halftime 14-0 against Middle Tennessee State or 14-7, Ty Simpson would have came out in the second half getting at least 3 drives. Traditionally that's what you see, because that would have told me that the offense was not getting any type of look that Reese or Saban or their staff would be comfortable with. But fortunately, Milroe was able to use his legs and create. But even when Ty got in that game, he still, he threw a pass that you just showed us his arm talent. I think he tried to throw like a 10-yard out, and it was late, but the way he was able to fit it over the linebacker under the corner who was bailing out for deep third to that deep out. Yeah, it was a drop pass, but that was a NFL caliber pass. And that's what you see from Ty when he comes in the game. Even though most of those reps are garbage time, there are just NFL caliber passes. So I'm one of those guys. I've been the one starting the rat poison about Jalen Milroe possibly going to the league, because I really see it. And it ain't just because of Richardson comparison. I really think there are GMs out there that really can see the amount of growth he's had and the amount of starts he's had, the amount of reps he's had. There's nobody that's going to sit there and wait for him to try to prove that another year. Not in this day and age of sports and NIL and college football and transfer portal and 1 year, one hit wonders or patch draft picks that get you over to the next phase. Milroe is the perfect guy that can he could be the next Russell Wilson for somebody's program, slip in there and with, not as high as expectations or as much hype, can come in and really be a good fit for a perfect system, which might be Seattle. I could see Pete Carroll gambling on a guy like Jalen Milroe. So you guys keep saying he's coming back. If he beats, like we said earlier, if he beats Georgia, punches that ticket to New York, whether he wins the Heisman or not, the kids already went from not even being in on any finalist list to being considered a Davey O'Brien finalist. That's your best quarterback in the nation right now. You get what I'm saying? He's being considered, and those numbers are rising. So Ty Simpson is in a perfect position if he just stays calm, stays patient. I think regardless if Sage shows up, when Sage shows up or not, I think we still see him sit for a year. And then and depending on if Milroe comes back, Simpson can really compete for that position. Even if Milroe comes back, he can still compete. But I don't think Milroe's coming back. I think this is set up for Simpson to have a year and then Sage to get his 2 years.
I will say if Milroe comes back, that job is his.
Oh, yeah.
You got to remember, he's just worked with an offensive coordinator that just started to develop him. If Milroe comes back, that job is his.
And you know what? And it's his to a point where we see one of those seasons where I think we see a lot of backup reps like Tua got when he was the backup. You get what I'm saying? Like you kind of it's one of those things where Tua had almost had 1,000 yards playing as a backup that year, passing. So that was
wild.
That's crazy to know that we had Jalen Hurts out there playing primary reps, putting up 100 yards passing, then Tua come in right behind him and be right at 100 yards passing. Like that was crazy.
But the thing is, Jalen Hurts did the same thing the very next year.
Yep.
When Tua took over as a starter.
Yep. He can. Lushan?
And can't really add anything else to what you guys said about the reps for Ty and how important they are going into his future and our future as a program. But to kind of add a little bit more of a niche to that, it's also important that we get reps for other players in key positions.
Yep.
And I mean, like, specifically our running backs, our wide receivers. I feel like we're going to see a lot of depth this weekend in those, especially working with Ty in. And on the defensive side, I feel like we're going to see a lot of different combinations in our secondary, which just spells out nightmares for college football offenses around the country.
I agree.
Because the more players we get acclimated to our playbook, I mean, Kevin Steele's just going to be sitting there salivating at the gums just like Tommy Reese is on offense. So many weapons to play with it so many times of the game. Oh, I can't wait.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think they're saving a lot for Georgia. I really do. I think Saban. I think we said this last week. I'm so glad they're ranking us at number 8 because I already know Bama gonna be so hungry the next couple of weeks.
Keep slapping us in the face, baby. I love it.
Matt.
Saban tweeting texting Miss Terry texting Terry on right now.
Yeah.
You see
Matt.
Yeah.
I know you were saying you think that that doggone Alabama is kind of like using this as fire. I think this team is just built different this season, man.
Yeah, I agree.
That energy coming off the field. I don't know if y'all saw the video with the interaction with Miss Terry and some of the other alumni that's around the kids all the time. Like these kids are fired up to prove that they are championship contenders, man. And to go to your point about you think they saving stuff, I think this is the game where Reese kind of dives into that bag early to create the separation to get second team in to run those vanilla reps and see how efficient this second group. But I don't think he's going to ease into this one this weekend. I think he knows how important it is to just continue to create those sparks for this offense, because every week it's a new phase or a new wrinkle that's creating that energy for the offense. Defense isn't having trouble getting their energy up. It's the offense that we were worried about getting the fast starts. And last week they got started very fast with those new wrinkles. So I'm excited to see what he does, even against Chattanooga.
Yeah. Chattanooga was up versus Louisville. So they're no pushover. So but yeah, speaking of Chattanooga,
man, ain't nobody studying no Chattanooga.
Guys, I gotta head out. I gotta go hop on Bleacher Report, do a stream over there reacting to the college football playoff rankings. So after y'all get done over here, head over there and you'll find me just absolutely venting.
Can I get your autograph since you big time celebrity?
Smoke too.
You can have it all.
The Bleacher Boys.
Bleacher Boys.
All right, Ty, baby. We'll be in contact, dude. You know, we talk.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all Tuesday.
All right, buddy.
All right, cool.
Later.
Yeah, so let's talk about Bama versus Chattanooga predictions. Smoot, I'm gonna let you kind of, you just kind of mentioned it just now. I'm gonna let you, finish your thoughts. Then we'll go Lushawn, Chris, then myself. I'll round it on out.
Super chat.
All right, bro. And I'm gonna hit it real quick. Snell's word with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, man. And Roll Tide. Win the SEC championship game, be a revenge game. Yeah, sort of, kind of. We definitely have been waiting to see them boys again since that natty. Knowing that they got away last year, with us dropping. But I didn't want to see them last year. I'm not gonna lie. Not the way Pete Golden and that defense was struggling, and Bill O'Brien. I think Bryce probably would have had probably a more serious injury, because them boys that defense last year was a little bit more ferocious than the year previous. Like, they was putting hits on QBs. I'm surprised nobody's talking about the type of hits Georgia linebackers and defensive line was putting on quarterbacks last year, because they was mauling cats in the East, bro. It was sad. Spencer Rattler probably got the worst of it last year. But this game this week, man, I'm excited to see how like I said before, the play call with Tommy Reese. Hopefully Kevin Steele just makes the defense, really aggressive, keeps them aggressive. That guy get out there, force them into technique work, meaning falling guys on the island. I want to see if we get pre-snap motion from Chattanooga's offense, bringing the X or the Z receiver in jet motion all the way across. I want to see, have we changed up the concept of passing off or bumping that coverage with Arnold or whoever the motion DB is. I want to see if that's something that we're going to work on, and just hope that Arnold or the second guy that's going to be replacing Arnold at that star position, if that's something that we're going to continue to work with. But if we change it up, I would love to see that phase of our defense and the scheme cleaned up a lot, because I think that's where a team like Auburn is going to be able to benefit, because they don't have a serious deep threat. And then in the red zone, a team like Georgia going to use that pre-snap motion, because they know they could lean on their run game to create offense. So that would be something I would just want to eliminate for our linebackers to deal with. Let's bump that coverage on any of that motion, or check into something base to keep everything in front of you, to guard them flats and the hooks right there on that motion side. So definitely excited to see what we throw out on the table and what we present as far as a product to grow off of.
Lushawn?
I think Saturday is going to be very decisive. I think it's going to be lethal, and I think it's going to be lethal early. Then we're going to see a nice, healthy rotation. Not in a specific order. I think Tommy Reese is going to have a little bit of fun coming in the second half. Not necessarily opening up the playbook, but giving players a little bit of an opportunity to stretch their legs, sort of say, make an opportunity to make a play. I'm going to say Bama big, and I'm going to call, it should be a shutout, like flat out. It's got to be. And I think it's going to be. I think these players know what time it is. And I think offensively, no matter what quarterback, whether it's 4, 15, 12, 10. Notice how I didn't say 8.
Better
All
not.
those other quarterbacks get in there. It doesn't matter who's got our offense. I think every one of these guys at this point in the season is deep in their playbook, and they're going to come in and perform at the highest levels.
Except for 8.
Basically. Chris?
Like my guy Lou said, I expect it to be over with quick, lethal, fast, painless, painless. But I'm calling now. I think that Malik Benson gets in the end zone this week. I think Malik Benson gets in the end zone. I think it's going to be 3 guys that are going to score that we haven't seen this year. Malik Benson, Henderson. What's my receiver name that just came back? 24.
Emmanuel Henderson. I think we see Shaz Preston get his too for real. I see.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 3. I think it's gonna be lethal, man. And I think you're gonna see a lot of guys that we've been waiting to see. You're gonna see some Richard Young. I think it's gonna be a lot of people you're gonna see that we haven't gotten a chance to see. You're gonna see some Jake Pope. You're gonna see some Tony Mitchell. Some those young guys.
Jaleel Hurley. I want to see Hurley, Kite, all them boys, man.
Yeah, man. I'm ready.
I want to see Keely and Yanze Pierre and Quay Russo.
That's what I want to
see them.
I want to see Keelan Keely.
And Jeremiah Alexander. I want to see Keely Alexander and Russo out on the field at the same time. Oh my God, bro.
That's too physical. That's just mean.
Coach gave up the touchdown, that long run. I was like, 19, what are you doing?
Man.
Yeah, hey, as soon as I seen that, I'm like, well, son, that was your audition. You didn't do well.
Yeah.
But no. You know who outside of new guys, I really think Christian Story needs a full game of reps where he put him in position to call the plays on the back end, make those adjustments on the back end.
He played his best game.
Yeah, me too.
That hit he had on that goal line, it should have been a fumble.
Yep.
I was like, yo, who hit
he was
him?
attacking? He was attacking the middle passing routes. He was attacking them in the air. He secured a key 3rd down tackle that forced him in the 4th and 1. Like Christian Story showing up, and like we said against Arkansas, he just looked like he wasn't comfortable. But then that play, he missed the pick against was that LSU?
He jumped that touchdown.
Yeah, he missed that pick, but he was comfortable enough to jump it and be aggressive and make a play on the ball. I could live with that, man. So see him getting comfortable with Key out, it just makes me feel a little bit better.
And Devontae Smith on his tail. So
yep, that boy healthy.
They give you a sense of urgency right then and there.
What about that baby O-line, y'all? Elias and McVay and those guys, boy, I'm ready, man. I want to Raquez, McAdary,
Montgomery,
Montgomery,
yeah.
That line is nasty,
man.
D line, shoot.
Yeah,
James Smith was out there hitting people.
Jordan Renard, y'all didn't even see my boy Jordan.
I'm telling y'all, man, them boys going extra hard on scout team.
They be out there trying to kill each other. I already know it.
Hill was out there too.
They out there going hard, man.
They got in that game, bro. You would have thought that was the first quarter. The way Alexander in that front, the way they put hard. That felt like the first snap of the game. You know, that first snap when everything just seemed to work right for the defense and it just get everybody. That's what I felt. Me and Lou and Jance, we was in that Discord just going crazy. It was like, that was Jeremiah. We was going crazy, bro.
Y'all remember when Rashad Evans came in, like, and truly got his business? That's what it reminded me of. When I was like, oh snap. Yeah. Now we got that little activated, like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Kevin Steele just was like,
the mastermind. The mastermind.
Exactly. The mastermind and the Mad Hatter as our coordinators. I love it.
Like Mr. Burns.
I want to say this about that game. I felt like, this is a crazy take. I feel like Joe Tessitore and Jordan Rodgers were giving too much sauce when it comes to Alabama offense. They were breaking us down too hard. Like, this is what Tommy Reese is doing. I was like, are you trying to give away what we're doing? Like,
they're employed by Michigan and the sign stealing, Matt. They just didn't want to give that too much away.
Do
it publicly.
Oh man.
All right.
Speaking of sign stealing, it's that time of the show, y'all.
Yeah, boy.
And
man.
in honor of OnlyFans, I'm gonna pop it off. In honor of OnlyFans, what, Chris? What you doing?
Chris, what the hell?
I'm gonna close it down, man. Cause
We don't need to see that, bro.
Whoa.
Chill,
Hey.
Good, man.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the show on air, bro. Yeah, bro.
Dang.
That was good, man. I'm gonna close it down on me.
Yeah, right.
I know
I
you
ain't
been saying
know
so
what you
crazy,
was
man. I
doing.
just gonna close it down.
Is that what
There
you
was a
call yours
pause.
gut?
Is that Jergens in the background? I didn't know what was going on back there.
I call mine's coach. I don't call him gut.
In honor of my OnlyFans this week, in honor of playing the Chattanooga Mocs, Chattanooga's known for lookout mountains and trains. So my promo code is come on ride that train. 15% off here on my OnlyFans this week. Hit me up. Come on ride that train. 15% off. Hit me up on my OnlyFans.
How can they find you on social media, Matt?
MCadell11 on Twitter or X, and that's it, man. I'll be on there just going through tweets, man. I tweet about everything. I try to catch everything and send it to the chat. So
Yeah, I see.
Mhm.
What Matt done sent now?
yeah, man. What you got, Lushan?
Well, Saturday's gonna be a lot of fun. So, we're gonna have some fun with some Chattanooga people. So my promo code for my OnlyFans this weekend, and this weekend only, is Will My Finger Do? And the name is gonna be Let's Get Scrappy for Daddy.
Do you do it after you get a first down? Do you do this like how to?
Two of them.
When the receivers get a first down, they go like
Two of them. Slide across and then back.
You gotta do it with your arm. Yeah.
Oh man. Smooth.
Hey, so this week you all can find me on every platform at Coach Smoot. We are going to get we are going to be able to do the live game simulation, but we might do a twist to it this week. I'm trying to see personnel available as far as guests, but I think we might have a few surprises for y'all. A little switch up in the booth. Maybe a more feminine voice you guys are familiar with, maybe joining us. So let's hopefully we can get that locked in. And then but this one is going to be more so of we're going to try to get a few guests in and rotate, do like have them on for segments. It's usually an hour long. Try to get a few people in, different panelists to come in for segments, 5-10 minutes, different analysts across the Bama nation and coverage, just to get in and kind of just give their thoughts on the finishing of the season and things. Bring a different type of content, and also just keep a lookout for your boy on other platforms. They were making a joke about it, but Bleacher Report is really helping the platform grow. We get a lot of reach over there with Bleacher Report. Definitely trying to get active. If you haven't downloaded the Bleacher Report app, get on it. They're doing something nice. I honestly believe Bleacher Report is probably going to be the next platform this channel could take over with the type of content we're bringing and the type of success that I'm finding over there. I think this is going to be a good opportunity. So you all get the jump. Start on the Justin Gaining the show at Coach Smoot. I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, definitely get on that Bleacher Report app and start checking it out. It's very fun. It's Alabama content is good. You got a wide spread of fan base over there. It's awesome. And this week, man, my OnlyFans is very simple, man. Y'all see, I would show y'all my hotel room, but I got the new banner back there. It's like it's not even crimson and white. It's like violet and white. So it's giving off the little red light special. So in honor of this week, we're giving off the mock light special. We're giving off the water moccasin special with that Bufale for your promo code Bufale. And if we're going to be opening the room up, we're allowing all fans to come in. This is what we call it, the Gumbaje. So in order to get your 15% off for the Gumbaje, you have to type in the promo code BUFALE. That's gonna get you in for your little special this weekend. And we get to come in and have some fun on this sleeper, baby. We're gonna be under the sheets, making forts, all that stuff. So come on in, have some fun.
Kicking fork down like on Baby Boy.
Punk ass fort.
Hey, y'all can find me on Facebook at Chris K. James Sr. On Twitter at Coach or X at Coach Chris James, on Instagram at CKJ Senior 32. Since Dan's under the weather, I'm gonna hold out tonight. With mine. So, but make sure, guys, don't forget the Crimson Dynasty tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern with Cici, and Teague's Take tomorrow at 8:15 Central, 9:15 Eastern. We thank y'all so much for tuning in. If your friends missed the show, tell them, man, they can go on YouTube and look us up and catch tonight's episode.
And I got one more thing. I'm gonna try to get Jimbo Fisher to join since he's not doing much these days. So try to get him on the show next week, guys.
Hey, why y'all playing? I think Jimbo Fisher downstairs at the bar right now, man. They got karaoke tonight. That boy down there, I could have sworn he was singing "On the Road Again." On the road again.
It's over for you, boy.
$77 million.
Hey,
Good to me.
That boy about to fly off into paradise, man. He good. That boy.
Hey, just a year ago it was all sweet though. All that noise you talking about saving.
Jimbo doing this. Y'all really believe me?
Y'all
really believe
He about to be in every super chat college football talking cash shit to people.
Hey, have y'all ever seen Mike Price and Jimbo in the same room before?
Oh, heck no.
Oh.
You ain't wrong.
Watch out, Pensacola.
Hey, y'all ever seen a bulldog eat mayonnaise?
Man. Hey, we're gonna end the show on that. 2 words that we love to say: roll tide to all the fans.
Roll time.
Roll time, man.
Jim